In New York this week, Sammy the Bull Gravano was sentenced to just 5 years in prison for committing 19 murders. You better be careful, though, because New York has just passed a tough new law. 20 strikes and you're out. Visitors to New York's Times Square this winter are in for a bit of a surprise. Crazy people will be shooting at them. A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise, just like a snake. Newly elected Governor George Pataki says he wants to bring the death penalty back to New York. First up, Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Well, more bad news for Governor-elect George Pataki. An audit reveals that due to years of lax security, New York's reservoirs are, quote, 90% urine. The most restrictive smoking ban in the nation took effect this week in New York, and already the city has gained over 9,000 pounds. Police in New York investigating the deranged homeless man who attacked a girl with a hypodermic needle have made a shocking discovery. He's Mickey Rourke. Well, New Yorkers were asked in a recent survey what they thought of the new slicked-back hairdo Princess Di displayed on a recent trip to the city. 38% of New Yorkers approved, 45% disapproved, and 17% said, "You stopped me for this? Now I'm going to shoot you." This week, New York Senator Al D'Amato repeated his claim that during the Second World War, Switzerland aided the Nazi war effort and helped launder money stolen from Jews. These charges are the result of a lengthy, thorough investigation by the senator, which proves, quote, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that New York has lots and lots of Jewish voters and no Swiss voters. On Tuesday, New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani cruised to re-election with 57% of the vote. The mayor credits his victory to strict enforcement of quality of life ordinances, while loser Ruth Messenger blamed her defeat on low voter turnout by aggressive panhandlers and squeegee men. She was expecting them to show up strongly. Well, crime is down nearly 20% in New York City, with only 384 murders so far this year. Only 384? You know, if you ask me, that's still 307 too many. That's right. And with the Pope in New York City, some of the New York City's greediest and most heartless con men are getting rich selling fake tickets to the Mass in Central Park. Don't I know it? Look at all... Look here. Look at all this. Oh, yeah. According to a recent survey, the best-tasting water in New York State comes from South Huntington on Long Island. And the worst-tasting water comes from Lou Reed's bong. Finally in the news, what is America's most honest city? To find out, a team of sociologists left 10 wallets filled with cash on the street in various urban centers. In Atlanta, 7 of the wallets were returned. In Seattle, 9 of the wallets were returned. But not surprisingly, in New York City, only 1 of the wallets was returned. Empty and shoved up some dead guy's ass. The New York City Transit Authority plans to put up signs in subway stations asking city residents to be more polite when getting on and off the subway. Most New Yorkers say the idea sounds great and that the new signs will make excellent urinals. Basketball superstar Michael Jordan has scored a slam dunk with his new men's fragrance, selling 1.5 million bottles of Michael Jordan cologne in the first 2 months. No, the scent does not smell like Michael Jordan after a game. It smells like Patrick Ewing. So it smells good. Well, after a 15-year absence, the New York Yankees are back in the World Series. And some New Yorkers have come up with a novel way of snagging those hard-to-come-by tickets. Murdering guys with tickets and stealing them. Earlier tonight, the New York Yankees defeated the Atlanta Braves and won the World Series. As a result, Atlanta Mayor Bill Campbell will send a bushel of delicious Georgia peaches to New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani. Had the Braves won, Mayor Giuliani would have sent Mayor Campbell a bushel of delicious New York crack. Well, the New York Yankees are the 1996 World Series. And this week, 3 million Yankees fans gathered on the streets of New York to honor their heroes. While the fans were of different ages, races, and religions, they shared one thing in common. They were all standing in urine. The giant ticker tape parade for the Yankees left nearly 4 tons of confetti on Manhattan's streets and sidewalks. But New York officials do have a plan for dealing with the confetti, leaving it there to soak up all that urine. The New York City Taxi Commission named the 10 worst cab drivers in New York City. Mohammed Zaman, Akbed Alab, Yasser Abdul, Ali Rakima, Malik Gassagi, Himyar Lakmid, Sarbit Karim, Jazi Hassan, Zakadan Nosagi, Thamud Abdul Nasir. And the second worst offender is Abdul Ahmed Zakali. This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that go? I was a little late here tonight. I took a cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki or Rabu. I'm like that. Rabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here.
Norm, everybody's bringing up these licenses for illegals and that they need to have them. And my question is, where are they getting the license plates? Obviously, we're letting them register vehicles without licenses. And in this day of car bombs and stuff, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Thank you, Dan from Boise. Norm, what's your feeling?
Well, I know that the New York Governor Spitzer, I'm trying to get to learn things, but he doesn't want to issue licenses to illegal immigrants, you know, and I don't know how the hell you're going to get a cab in New York City anymore. I mean, it's hard enough, you know, for me especially. as a black man.
When I first met him, he was in New York under the Queensboro Bridge jerking off punks for $15 a man.
Oh my God, that's not bad. Steady work anyway. But you picked a bad bridge. Queensboro would have been better.
Well, it was.
Queens.
It was Queensboro.
Oh, I thought Williamsburg.
Yeah, I mean, times have changed. Yeah, Williamsburg, yeah, it's been gentrified and everything, yeah.
And this guy used to jerk off punks under the Queensboro Bridge, $15 a man.
I robbed a couple of punks under there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You ever
You look familiar.
Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
What was it like working with Norm? Norm's a special guy. You know, everyone who meets Norm, you can't help but fall into his cadence. You know, yeah, Rudy, how you doing there, Rudy? I knew a guy named Rudy one time there in Toronto, you know. And then, of course, he'd go on 5 minutes later and do a corny punchline.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm Macdonald.
I don't care for any of those impressions, by the way. You know how they say impressions are the highest form of flattery? Well, no, they say it's the highest form of flattery. Yeah. Anyways, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a rare and special guy. He was a brilliant guy. He was a brilliant mathematician, actually.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
in his younger days, and he got moved ahead in grades, like way advanced in grades, probably more than he wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Because he was like in high school at a very young age, and kind of felt a little, you know, out of it, because socially he certainly wasn't at that age, but he was so brilliant mathematically that he felt a little awkward socially being moved so far in advance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But you can tell how brilliant he was, because that, you know, math figures into comedy.
And timing, right?
And you can tell that's what goes on with Norm.
Anyways, this is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, hey. That's the impression.
I've never heard you say that. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, Dave Jackman, yeah.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
Any funny stories you'd like to share with us about you and
About Norm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's passed. I don't think he'd mind this one. Norm loved to gamble, and there's no secret to that. And sometimes he'd go in on Sunday to the office there on SNL, and he lost a bet or something. I guess it's a big one. And he was really mad. And then he tried to stomp on a phone, and he wrenched his back. But he was so mad that he said he slowly pulled the phone apart to assuage his anger, but he did it really slowly because his back hurt so hard. Oh my goodness, Norm was one of a kind, that's for sure.
You definitely will be missed, absolutely.
When you say in your book that the greatest gig you ever had was at a hospital for the criminally insane.
Yes, I did a hospital for the criminally insane.
Now, is that a joke?
No, that's a true story. My agent...
when you were in Canada, these are the early years.
Yes, sir.
And you go to... Your agent booked you in a hospital for the criminally insane.
Well, he didn't tell me that, though.
Yeah.
He said, I'm booking you in a hospital. And you go there, you don't make any money, but it's a good thing to do. So I said, oh, that'll be nice, you know.
Oh, there's no pay involved?
No.
Oh, geez.
But, you know, you give back. You know what I mean?
Right, give back.
Yeah, give back.
You had nothing to give
I
at
didn't
that
have that
point.
much to give.
Yeah, right. So you go to a hospital.
Yeah, I go to what I thought was a hospital, and I get there and there's barbed wires and armed guards, and I go, what kind of a hospital is this? And anyways, it turns out to be a hospital for the criminally insane, and then I was like, good God. I mean, I told the guy, I said, I don't even know if these guys deserve a show. I mean, you know what I mean? When I heard hospital, I was thinking of
sick people.
Sick people, people you want nothing to do with. Right. I wasn't thinking of people that are in better shape than I, that slaughtered their loved ones and so forth.
Did you do a scan of the room, and were there like literally there are people there who like kill their family members, and they've done criminally insane things?
Well, I'll tell you, the sad part was the Gatlin brothers were there the week before.
Were they?
Yeah, they had I couldn't believe the room. It was
how does this hospital?
A beautiful room, like one of the best rooms I've ever seen.
How does this hospital get all these top acts to show up?
Well, they pay a lot of money. I mean, they didn't pay me anything.
Yeah.
But Gatlin brothers, I'm sure it's got a pretty heavy paycheck.
It's a room full of people who kind of thought
it wasn't full.
You mean there was no standing room only?
It was for the Gatlin brothers. The guy kept reminding me because only 11 people were there, and he was like, "Good God, there's 700 criminally insane people here."
Yeah, I mean, when people heckle you, they yell out, "My mom annoys me. I'm going to kill her."
You think they show up for anything?
Well, you know what's funny with the heckle thing? I had to change what they actually heckled because it was considered, oh, no, you can't say that, because of the way you say things now. So I had to change. But what they actually said, I went up. There was 8 people in the audience. I got heckled before I hit the mic, right? And a guy yells out, "Nice shoes, faggot." Right? I'm not even to the mic yet. And then I hear another guy who goes, "Jerome's right. Then some faggot-ass shoes."
Boy, you're all set up for success right there.
Yeah. So I had to cut that from the book, though, because they said you can't use the F word. I said, I didn't use the F word. There's a new F word.
Apparently. Are these people restrained? Are they in straitjackets when they are yelling these things out?
No. The guy.
I mean, I'd be scared. I would actually be scared.
Well, I was a little frightened.
Did you do a full set?
There's a great Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, where he performs at Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, it's hysterical because he starts the show and he goes, I just want to do some. I can't do it, Johnny Cash. No. He goes, I'm just going to do my songs. A man backstage told me that I should do them in a particular order, and I said I'll do them in any order I want. And then they cut to the guards. They're like, what? We never said that.
Well, by the way, what did your shoes look like that all these mental patients were screaming about them? That's what I want to know.
Oh, man, them some faggot ass.
Did you win them over, the insane people, the criminally insane?
The 11 insane?
Yeah.
I would love to say I did.
Yeah, but you did not.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Why not lie?
Now, early on in your career, you do anything to make it.
What?
You would do anything. Well, I mean, you weren't a male hooker, but...
No.
No, I did do a hospital. It was supposed to be a regular hospital. And when I got there, there was barbed wire and everything, and it was a hospital for the criminally insane. And they had an incredible, room. And they said the Gatlin brothers were here last week. And I was like, what? I wasn't even sure they deserved a show. And anyways, I went on. I got heckled before I said anything. As I was walking towards the stage, a guy yells out, "Nice shoes." Now, these guys are not politically correct.
No, right.
These are criminally insane people. You have to understand.
Right.
And then the guy beside him goes, "Jerome's right. Them some shoes."
No. Norm. Okay. I don't. Well, now what do we do?
Every dumb button at ESPN was just
okay. Look at you guys with your. Is he still there? Or did we lose him? Once we dump him twice, do we lose him, or do we still have him there?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Have a talk with Norm.
All right. Well, what do you? All right. We'll come back and do celebrity prognostication with.
So you thought about me in that way, and I thought about you. So the way I see it, we have two choices now. We can either go in the bedroom there, knock one out, and settle this once and for all. Or we can just pretend this never happened and, you know, play Scrabble or something.
Stay, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say them all out.
Oh. Scrabble, excellent. All right.
You used to get stage fright, is that true?
Yeah. Bad state.
How'd you get over
attacks. Xanax. No, I had incredible panic attacks. Now, panic attacks are different than anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks, you just get very nervous. Panic attacks, impending doom. You actually think you're going to die. So I went one time, I had a panic attack immediately before Update, where I was doing live TV. So you can see it, you know, if you look it up. And I'm just talking real fast, as fast as I can, because I want to get off, you know, and just rushing through the jokes, and, you know, nobody laughs because I don't even let them. And then afterwards, you know, Lauren was like, "What was that?" I was like, I was trying something different. And went to a psychiatrist, and ever since then, I've been gulping fistfuls of Xanax before a show.
That helps?
Oh, my God, it's helping right now.
You took a Xanax today?
Huh?
You took a Xanax?
He goes to a psychiatrist. Have you ever gone to a psychiatrist?
Yes.
What do they tell you?
Well, I've never gone for that particular issue.
Affliction?
But every time I've gone, I've been in great duress, just hot anxiety. You know what that is? Just like...
Well, I had panic.
Yeah.
Have you ever had panic?
Yes, I've had
attacks?
Well, anxiety attacks. I've had anxiety attacks. Yeah. Is it different than panic?
Well, panic attacks, you feel an impending death.
No, not impending death. I've been led to believe that anxiety is connected to OCD somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And
so you have some SSRI or whatever they're called?
Yeah, and they work just fine. But the psychiatrist, I would always go, I would cut in line to get to the psychiatrist because I would believe that my problems are far worse than anybody else's, with the exception of perhaps Adam.
They don't like jokes. I went one time, and I was in the Fifth Avenue in just some apartment, you know, somebody's apartment building, and they made me go for gambling. And anyways, a lady was there, and she kept asking me this question. I'm joking. Oh, what about your father? I'm joking. She's like, enough with the jokes. So then I can't joke anymore. So now I'm just crying, and I can't. And then she's like, time's up. I'm like, no. Like, I'll pay anything. Let me say it. She's like, get out. And then you're in the cold New York with hot dog vendors, you know, tears going down your eyes. They don't care about you.
No, and then you head over to the Queensboro Bridge.
Yeah, then you get a little release.
Told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. Live my life without.
I stumped a fucking psychiatrist once. I said to the guy, because I was fucking gambling all the time, shit, right? I had a gambling addiction. I'm over it now, but shit. But he said,
I bet you're not.
That's a good one. He almost lost everything.
Oh, shit.
You ever met Chip?
Yes, Chipperson is very funny.
But he said, the psychiatrist, he said, you're using gambling, you're fixating on gambling in order to escape your real thoughts, you know? And I said to him, Isn't that why you do everything in life? And literally, I stumped him.
He had no answer.
He was like, ah. And then he recovered and tried to make it. But isn't that why you do everything?
Yes.
So you're not sitting at home
just thinking
about
what was
what's
your,
really going to happen to us?
where it all ends?
Yeah. My first time I ever went to a psychiatrist, when I was a boy, I went to a psychiatrist in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I went 4 times. And I didn't go the 5th time because he committed suicide.
Wow.
So I read in the newspaper, all kinds of problems this guy had. You know, he was in debt and embezzling and all this. And all I kept thinking was I wasted like 4 hours of his last life complaining about how I couldn't find a house.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame yourself for this.
No, I don't.
No, as long as we can have a good laugh about it now. That's all that counts, really, if you look at it.
I'm not a skilled interviewer. Let's fucking face it.
I'm not a skilled. What?
You've done podcasts before, though.
I have. I've never done. I haven't done a lot of video ones.
Have you done what the fuck?
I did Treat Williams's. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to think of somebody random that video podcast.
You win that kind. No one more random than that.
He would be great.
Treat would be a treat.
Now we're going. This is a section where we do jokes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think of them. They're written on blue cards.
For the first time in the show.
Yeah, the first time in the show. We do jokes. We stop our Mark Maron-like grilling of your personal life. Do your Mark Maron.
I don't have a Mark Maron.
Mark Maron gets it a lot, like anything you say. I get it.
Yeah.
Were you jealous of him? People constantly tell me, or I hear this, funniest man that ever lived.
Mel Brooks.
Do you believe that?
Sure. I mean, I think he's of an era. You know what I mean? I think he's still. I think the amazing thing about him, if you are, well, you're not wired that way. If you're a Jew and your wiring is Jewish,
okay,
Mel Brooks is going to tap right into that.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Gotcha. I understand. I find that when I used to do stock lines. And then I was always sad because it would do better than the rest of my act.
People just love it because
But that's why it's a stock line.
Yeah, because the timing's built in. Oh, there was a dude. I don't know if I want to mention his name.
Yeah, what is it? The doorman at the store. There's a lot of stories there. This guy told me 2 of them were sucking each other off in the fucking parking lot.
Is that true?
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Really?
Yeah,
the door. That was different when I was there.
I wasn't surprised at all.
Because they were those kind of guys?
They drink a lot and they're wild.
I think they're the kind of guys. Are you talking about gay people?
Yeah.
I was.
What? I mean, who else is going to be sucking each other?
I know. Why do you call them those kind of guys? Why don't you just say, are they gay?
Are they gay? Why?
You sound like a guy from Mad Men or something.
No, I'm not.
Those kind of fellers?
No, that was not the tone I had.
You understand after a while, and even with politicians, like they're still human beings. And,
yeah, barely, but yeah, they're the worst kind of fucking people in the world.
That's true.
All of them.
I'm glad to hear you say that because everybody thinks you're all leftist and everything.
Well, I mean, I definitely land on the lefty side of things on ideological terms, but I found that from doing political talk radio, just being carrying water for any of them, you just got to realize the quality of people you're dealing with. You're dealing with fucking corporate whores who are operated by business interests. So really it's going to come down to however you view politics. The question is, do you give a shit about poor people, and and are we being taken advantage of?
Right.
Now, if people want to frame that as, Obama's a communist and draining us of our livelihood, well, that's your particular delusion, and that's fine. I mean,
right.
But I just got disillusioned with all of it because these are not quality people. I mean, I did a joke about Michelle Bachmann on Real Time.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I was getting flack from this, a very small portion of the right, that they were like, he's a misogynist. I'm like, she's a fucking pig. She's a fucking politician. Can you name me 2 politicians politicians that command any respect whatsoever? Why do we respect these people? These people are car salesmen. They're idiots. They're more disingenuous than anybody as performers, and they basically figured out a way to bait and placate morons into voting against their self-interest. That's an amazing skill, but is it respectable? I don't know. Do you respect a guy that sells you horse shit in the guise of a health supplement?
I agree with you. I mean, I think politicians are terrible. I mean, people attack evangelists, but at least evangelists offer something.
Right. Well, they after the immediate relief of someone's pain and aggravation with another line of bullshit. But nonetheless, I mean, they're pretty evil too.
Well,
I mean, with politics, it's like. Yeah, I don't like to get into it that much anymore.
Yeah, let's not get into this shit, man.
Okay, buddy.
Because it's getting. I can see people not laughing now.
No, I mean, but laughter. But I know that you've gotten into a little bit of flack around it. But you're
flack around what?
Around politics.
What do you mean?
Well, just that you've said things that people have reacted to, but you're not like a political comic.
I'm not political. I've only said things on purpose to provoke people.
Right.
Once in a while.
You like doing that though.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But I've never. But I've never. Because I don't know enough. And because I don't respect political humor when it's nothing but gossip.
Yeah, and mostly comics and people like us, people who are obviously First Amendment warriors to a certain degree. We like living the way we want to live. So it's really just going to come down to money. It's like, how do I keep my money? I mean, that's the biggest political question that most righties ask themselves. It's like, I'd like to keep as much of my money as possible. And if that's in a minority opinion, how do we get this majority of poor people to get me to keep my money and believe that they're doing the right thing?
Yeah, it's a tough fucking thing because apparently I read this, if all the money in the world was equally divided among everybody would be dead fucking poor.
Yeah. There's these moments where I don't talk about as much as I used to, but then there's moments where you're like, there's a moment that I was on a fucking radio show the other day. And this was an interesting thing because it's about professionalism. I don't do political talk radio. I've got my political views and they're fairly general. I'm not trying to support any politician, but I have the way I think about things. But there are politicians that represent the opposite of what I think. So I'm on this talk show with a guy, it's a Fox affiliate, but I'm there to plug my comedy and talk about my podcast and be funny with this dude who's a talk show host. He's a radio professional. He runs an entertainment show for the most part, but he's been dying to talk to Rand Paul about the bridge situation because I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. He's the fucking senator. Right. They got bridges falling down, and he's been trying to get this guy on the show. And the guy he calls in when I'm there. So now I've got, if I was doing political talk radio, I mean, it would have been what the fuck are you thinking? You and your libertarian bullshit, and how are we going to pay for this? I would have jumped in and done that. But there was this moment where it's I just done a segment with this radio professional. He was like, God, it's great to talk to a guy who knows how to be on radio. We're having a good time. Hold on, the senator's on the phone. And I got to sit there and go, oh, do I do this? Would it be worth it to sabotage this for some lefty, credibility? And then I realized, dude, he's a radio guy. You're a comedian. You're having a good conversation. He's trying to talk to this guy about a local problem. Just shut the fuck up and let him do his job. And then when you come back, get back to what you were talking about. And I chose to do that. But I did walk out saying, you pussy. Right? You had such an opportunity there.
I was on Politically Incorrect a couple of times. Yeah. And, fuck, man. You have to have an opinion about every goddamn thing on that show. So,
or you can just do a little homework and write some jokes.
Yeah, but sometimes I remember at the break, Scott Carter go, enough with the jokes. But I'll never forget it. I'm very unlearned, and so before the show, Scott came in, who was the
producer. Yeah, he's been on the show. Yeah.
So he said, "What do you think about China and Taiwan?" And seriously, I only know those as words, So I was like, I don't know anything. Can't I have another subject? So anyways, then we get out because he goes, because Bill believes this. Anyways, when we get out, we're introducing the guy beside me, the smart guy, right? Mm-hmm. He wrote a book on China and Taiwan.
Right.
So fucking Bill Maher, he starts with me. He goes what was it with China and Taiwan? I go, I don't know. Fucking ask this guy. What do I know? I'm a nightclub comic. What? Like that's what made me laugh with that show. Everyone's opinion's equal,
right?
You know,
right?
Like a nightclub comic and an expert, and then another thing I always found funny about that show is the comedians try to be very serious, and then the serious guys are trying to get jokes.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's not always our shining moment.
I do like Bill though.
No, Bill's great at what he does.
Yeah.
Like he started out a straight up joke dude, and he knows his shit. And it's pretty amazing.
You know what's funny about him? I don't know if I should say this or not, but I mean he's probably aware of it. When he does his monologue, have you noticed when he does his monologue, he does Johnny Carson?
No, yeah, no, definitely. He definitely models himself. I think that's been his style for a long time. He definitely takes the posture.
But I find it very funny because he's got the posture and the timing and everything, and he's like, and then she came in his face, but it's like crazy words come out.
Carson would have loved to have done that.
Yeah, he probably would have. I was early on that Sunny in Philadelphia. I told everybody to watch it from the early start.
Who else?
Got nothing from it.
And then
I even phoned their agent. I said, "Hey, that's a good show. Nobody's watching it, but I like it, and I'm in TV." They never got back to me.
Never did. DeVito's the EP on that show. He's got an axe to grind with.
Why? Because of the fist fight I had with Christopher Lloyd back at the Improv.
Exactly. You remember the incident.
This one's more like a factoid.
Danny DeVito looks like one of those guys with a short but thick penis.
Right? He has to have the thickest fucking cock.
It's true.
I've heard the Norm stories.
I'm Blackjack guy.
Oh, yeah. I play blackjack.
Do I love blackjack.
What was your biggest loss? Did you talk about it?
Nah.
Not really, huh?
Nah.
I don't blame you.
A lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, you're over it though.
I did a stupid thing one time.
Okay, he's ready to talk.
This was my big statement I threw over at Atlantic City on the boardwalk. I threw 60,000 into the ocean.
What? No way.
Yeah, to quit. That was my thing. I'm going to quit.
Why didn't you just quit and keep the 60?
It was supposed to be like I felt like I was in a movie.
Wow.
That was a symbolic kind of a thing. Like, was it money or chips?
No, it was money.
It was money?
Holy shit.
I said chips, and he goes, what's that?
Wait, so you threw 60 grand, because you had a moment where you're like, this is cleansing, this is to the ocean, I committed.
The same way a drug addict would throw his drugs into the ocean.
Right.
How long after it left your hand did you regret it?
I regretted it pretty good.
See, I would have thrown the fucking dealer into the... That's how I would get over it.
Someone told me something amazing about you, that the movie Rounders, which is about underground gambling, was based on your life.
Oh, no.
Is that true? That they followed you around?
I didn't say that.
I did. I got that information.
I know that guy who wrote it likes Norm.
Is that in my Wikipedia?
You know, Brian Koppelman likes you, the writer of
he
that.
followed Norm around, and Norm would go play poker at a lot of these underground couples in the middle of the night.
That's true.
And it's actually a documentary on Norm's life.
No, it's not.
It is.
But I would go to the same club where it was where they did Rounders, and this was before Rounders. Yeah.
Why would you play poker?
When I was a kid, I played backgammon. I was good at backgammon.
But why would you play poker at an underground club when you could go to, let's say, Vegas or Atlantic City and play poker? Why would you go underground? What is the appeal?
Because I was only a little kid. I was just a kid.
Oh, you were a kid.
And one is, well, no, but one is 2 blocks away in Manhattan. You know,
I see.
Me and Norm went to the second time I was on your show ever with Norm, we were in one of those clubs all night long.
Right.
And we came right from the club.
Did you get your clock clean? Did you lose a lot of money?
I lost all my money immediately, so I had to start shooting pool. There was this all gambling going on. So I shot 8-ball until like 6:30 in the morning with a guy, and I lost $800 doing that.
Right.
And then Norm, I lost about $2 grand at the tables. Norm played poker, and then
did Norm win?
We just
one time a guy tried to hustle me at pool.
Are you good at pool?
Norm's good at pool.
No, not very good. But we're just playing like bar pool, like we're drunk. We're all drunks. This was when I was young, you know.
But you play for a lot of money.
No. This is when I had no money.
Okay.
So I'm playing this fucking. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, you're okay.
When I'm playing this fucking pool hall, and this big giant black guy. It doesn't matter what color he was.
Yeah. All right, but it helps the story. Giant black
like
guy.
Forrest Whitaker in The Color of Money.
In The Color of Money. Yeah. So he comes. No, but he's dressed like he has all this stuff, and he has 2 girls with him. You know, and I'm all drunk. I'm like an idiot. You know, with my friends playing pool. So he goes, I'm next, you know, so he puts his like fucking 4 quarters down. Yeah. And so then he goes, here, let's play. So the guy, he has his own stick, you know.
Oh, boy, you're in for trouble.
Yeah.
Then.
So we're playing, and he's missing by only like a millimeter every time, you know. But I win, I beat him handily, but like he's the worst hustler ever, right? So we play for $1. So then he goes, now we're playing, he goes, now we're playing for $100. Like it goes up to 100 from 1, and I just beat him every fucking. So I go, no, I'm not. What? I go, I'm not playing.
I'm taking my $4 and going
drunk. You know, I go, I'm ahead $1. I was kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
I go, I'm ahead $1. You know, I'm not playing you anymore. Ah! And so the guy goes, he's all mad. So then another guy played, and then stupidly I gave my friend advice. And then the big giant guy hit me with the cue across my head.
What?
And I looked up, and the cue stick was right in my head, and he goes, I break people's bones for a living, motherfucker.
What? Oh, whoa, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that was
He
my
sounds
story.
like Football Williams, that guy.
I was like that.
Oh. But Norm,
So that was my story about my
Norm,
pool hustling days.
You should keep that one to yourself, the pool hustling story. But Norm, shouldn't tell that on radio. Yeah. But Norm, I don't understand something. You go to these underground clubs and you play these cards, and it's a lot of money. You're talking about a couple of grand, right? You're talking about maybe
I lost
20,
a couple of grand.
You're talking 20.
Got 160 million. It's like, you're talking about. It's like when Johnny Carson tried to be like, "What's a loaf of bread cost nowadays?" Is this crazy?
No, I'm saying I got news for you.
It's like $2,000. It's like $2,000.
I wouldn't gamble $100.
Yeah, but he's not a gambler. I've seen Howard get mad over $10.
I don't like to gamble. I find it insulting. That, in other words, I find making money, you know, is a very, especially where I grew up, is a very hard thing for a lot of people, and it's a tough thing. And to just piss it away in a gambling situation,
my old man felt the same
offends
way.
me.
My father would think that too.
Right, but you play for big bucks, right? I mean, 20, 30 grand a clip, right?
I'm trying my best.
Well, you don't remember what happened with this place when we were there all night.
Yeah, tell the truth.
And we were there. I don't know what Norm played that night. He was playing all night. I lost $2,000 myself, you know.
Right.
But so we came here, and Norm accidentally said the name of the place.
Oh fuck!
Do you remember that, Norm?
Yes, because the guy did not care for that.
A guy called up and said, "Yeah, listen, Norma." Like later in the afternoon,
Forgot
he
about
said, "Listen,
that.
we appreciate you coming here, but we don't have a fucking publicity department.
We're not looking for customers.
Not looking for that.
Can I say the name of the place? It's not
The
there.
Mayfair.
No, don't say.
It's not there
The
anymore.
Mayfair. It's
They-
not there
they
anymore.
closed
No,
it.
it's a famous place now. The
Yeah.
Mayfair.
Yeah.
But Norm, I think Howard's right in the sense that guy Koppelman, who wrote Rounders, he's a good guy. I know him too.
Yeah.
He likes you.
No, he
and
was there
sort
all
of
the
hung
time.
around.
Yeah, he played at where.
But why couldn't it be his own story if he was there?
I might be involved. I knew a guy that was in the movie, Joey Bagels.
Yeah, what I hear is that it was based on you. Legitimately,
He would
yeah.
watch Norm while he played.
Is it true you're betting English Premier League soccer or some sort of weird?
I have bet soccer. That's not a lot of fun because
No, it doesn't sound
it's
like it.
90 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
20 minutes into it, you're down 1-0. You're in a lot of trouble.
Right.
The chance of them tying it up, let alone winning, they only have 70 minutes left.
So what other stuff did you wager on?
I wagered on.
Is that the weirdest? You bet on tennis?
Oh yeah, I bet tennis.
Golf? Obviously golf.
Yeah, I bet everything.
What do you do? What's your strategy for golf?
I made a lot of money betting against Tiger when he was. They had a weird bet in Vegas for a while when Tiger was so dominant. It was anybody but Tiger.
Oh, I like that. And the odds were always skewed because they know that people always thought Tiger was going to win.
Right, so the odds would be you get him at 1-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because everybody would go into the sports book like tourists and go, hey, I can bet on Tiger plus that pays 2.5 to 1. That's a good deal, you know.
That's what how they also get the Red Sox and the Cubs fans that way.
Oh,
it's like if Daniel goes to Vegas, he's got some family member or something saying, hey, when you're there, can you put 20 in the Red Sox for me?
Yeah.
Those are the two teams that everybody does that for, so they jack the odds really low. And also the other
How
thing
do they know which team is going to play?
Because they know
how do they know which team's going to show up.
Their goal with the futures.
Oh, you mean if not if they're playing each other, but
No. Yeah, the future, the World Series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, put 20 in.
Oh yeah, of course. The odds would be low. Yeah.
And the other team they do that with? The Lakers.
Right.
Because you get so much people driving in from Los Angeles to Vegas, so they know they can skew the odds.
Yeah, that makes
basically
sense.
toward the Lakers.
Hey, what about this? What if I always wondered this. You know, when you drive from Vegas from Los Angeles to Las Vegas?
Yeah, usually.
And then there's that thing where you hit the Vegas border.
Yeah.
And it's a casino, right? I don't know what that town's called, but as soon as you cross.
It's that town. It's like for people who have such bad gambling problems, they can't wait to get to Las Vegas. I got to pull off now and bet. I can't.
But don't you think it's happened where like a person has flown in from some former country, got to L.A., driven, seen that, figured it was Vegas.
Oh, and just spent like the weekend there?
Yeah, and then came home.
Does that have a rock in the name? It's like something rock or rock.
Yeah,
something,
it is rock something.
Red Rock or
Little Rock, Arkansas. Oh my God!
Explain to me.
Daniel's not exactly Watson over here.
Norm was on my late night show and always an amazing guest and some of my favorite moments. And he's in the makeup room getting made up. And, the band's playing. I'm about to go out and start the show. But I go in just to say, hey, to Norm. And what I want to do is make sure I like to get in sync with people a little beforehand. Just make sure that we're both on the same page, get a good groove going. So I go in, the band's playing, and Norm's always great. I'm like, hey, Norm, good to see you. And he's like, hey, can you back out of the way? I'm trying to see the television set. Can you back up there, Conan? And the TV's on. And so I sort of back out of the way, and I realize he's watching some college basketball game, and he's watching it. It's towards the end of the game, and all this. And I go like, okay, well, anyway, good. And he goes, can you be quiet? Quiet. Hold on a sec. And then someone scores a basket, and he goes, and the game's over, and he goes like, fuck. And I'm like, what? And he went, I just lost a lot of money.
My whole dirty work.
Yeah. Everything I made on dirty work is gone. And I went, oh, and he went, oh, I'm in a terrible mood. And I went, okay. And then someone with a headset said, Conan, it's time to go on. And I went, I'll see you out there. And he's like,
30 seconds. Fuck you. You came in and jinxed me.
You jinxed me. I'm going to fuck up your show.
I'm doing a show with the jinx. You going to jinx my set?
What's the most you ever bet on a sporting event?
Oh, my God. I don't know, probably 100,000 or something like that.
Wait, what game?
It was actually the worst beat of the century. It was pretty bad. The Mets, I had the over, which I think was 7, and no, 6.5. I'm sorry, it was 6.5, and the game was tied 2-2. And I think Ventura was the batter.
Wait, the Grand Slam?
Yeah, the one run Grand Slam. You know that one?
Yeah.
It was tragic. And I remember Costas at the time because it was just bedlam. And he goes, I don't think those count, And I'm like, oh, Costas must have.
He had the under?
He must have. He was pretty happy about it.
But did you bet with Artie Lang when you would hang out with him?
Yeah. Artie and I bet a lot together. We enabled each other.
People often say that if you play a round of golf with somebody, you can find everything you need to know about a guy. If I said, could you find out that same amount of information as to how competitive, does he cheat? Fun guy, does he have beers, smoke cigars? Could you have that same kind of feeling about a guy playing poker?
Well, not as much because, lying's part of the game and so forth. Golf, I completely agree with you.
You can find out.
When I play golf, I count every stroke, and it maddens me, when people don't.
What got you
I read a
interested?
thing in Golf Digest once. Actually, it was Jack Nicklaus,
Yeah.
Gerald Ford, and Jimmy, what's his name, Clinton were playing a round of golf, and it was really funny because Clinton, allegedly a scratch player, just cheated the whole time. And so, he'd be in the woods and everything, and he was one of these guys who'd get up on the green and then start counting after, give me a birdie, give me a bogey or whatever. And the other guys were just fuming about it,
I did not cheat.
I did not.
What was the biggest bet you ever made?
Oh God Almighty! I don't know. I one time, the most I lost in one night, because 3 times I've lost everything that I've ever had.
How do you do that? I mean, not morally, but I mean, like, how do you
physically do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you make one more. Like, what is the process of that? What's the evolution?
It's funny because it's the only time I ever went to a psychiatrist, he said, I was like, because it was for gambling. I was like, how the fuck do I get out of this? And he's like, oh, you gamble to avoid life, and I'm like, but my thing was, well, isn't that why you do everything in life, is to fucking avoid it? You know what I mean? Like, it's
too painful.
Yeah. Like, why do you? So I said, but it's painful to think about, but because now it would be nice to have the money, but you just lose it by it's just like any escape, I guess. Because I was never a drug or alcohol guy, but like when I watch a game and I have a bunch of money on it, then I can understand what's going on. Nothing's ambivalent or anything about it,
And there's stakes.
There's stakes. You know exactly the rules.
Yeah.
You're completely involved, and you're completely escaped from your life.
Yeah.
Of the real.
Yeah.
The real fear. My biggest problem is ruminating about death. If I could get over that somehow.
And you do that regularly?
I read fucking books about it and shit.
So, like, you still haven't walked me through losing everything.
Well, how you do it? Physically?
Yeah, because you've got a house, you had a lot of money saved up, and then so you make one bet, and then you realize you're about to lose everything. Do you make phone calls to people saying, like, I just need a little more? I mean,
well, you kind of at the end of it, it's happening. I guess it's like I've never had substance abuse problems, but I guess it's like people that know they're going to hit bottom, and kind of want it.
Yeah,
because it does it's exhausting.
Yeah.
To be obsessed with something.
Right.
So you are, I guess, trying to do it, trying to finish it off.
Right.
Finally. Because if you have $450,000 in the bank, whatever the fuck it was, and then you lose $400,000, you go, fuck it. I don't want to fucking have $50,000.
Right.
To remind me that I don't want money to remind me that I had more money.
So that's how you do it.
So that's how you do it.
According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. New York City doorman Lenny Ladenhoff nearly fell over from shock when Princess Diana confided to him that she was feeling horny and invited him to drop by her hotel suite Thursday evening. Way to go, Lenny! A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter. I shall treasure it always." And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. Well, New Yorkers were asked in a recent survey what they thought of the new slicked-back hairdo Princess Di displayed on a recent trip to the city. 38% of New Yorkers approved, 45% disapproved, and 17% said, You stopped me for this? Now I'm going to shoot you. Former British cavalry officer James Hewitt, who was Lady Diana's secret lover, says he will never, ever disclose the contents of more than 100 love letters that she sent to him. This, according to Hewitt's new book, I Banged a Princess. In England, a much publicized videotape of a naked Princess Diana having sex with her lover, Captain James Hewitt, has turned out to be a fake. But on the bright side, it's still a video of two naked people having sex. The Franklin Mint has announced plans to market a Princess Diana porcelain doll. And the timing of the move has made some people very unhappy. Critics charge that the doll is in poor taste, and they're even more upset about the Franklin Mint's other new offering, porcelain landmines. You can play with them together if you want. A Tampa businesswoman who bought several of Princess Diana's gowns as a collector is now putting them on display to raise money for charity. However, her method of display is being described by many as inappropriate. Still, for 4 bits, you know, it's a good deal. Well, a sad story from Britain this week. According to the Earl of Spencer, several intruders have recently broken into his family estate in search of souvenirs from Princess Diana's grave. But the Earl says he knows just how to protect the site: landmines.
I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions, and then I work for those people. Like, for instance, there was, you know the landmine big thing? Princess Diana, one of the greatest people who ever lived, she was against landmines. So tragically she died, you know, before her landmine crusade really got rolling, you know. And of course it was a terrible tragedy and everything like that. And then she died, and hey, how about this? Remember when she died, and then Elton John wrote that song for her, but it was the same song that he wrote for Marilyn Monroe? That seems like kind of a jip. But the king's like, hey, man, you wrote a song for my daughter? I don't know if there's a king. You wrote a song for Princess Diana? Yes. Yeah, you all ready? She just died an hour ago. Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote it. And here it is. She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Wait a minute. It sounds like that song you wrote about Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's a little bit. Some of the same words. Well, why'd you do that? Because they're similar when you think about it. Come on. Marilyn Monroe, she was taking crazy drugs and promiscuous, running around. Man, you know, you never knew if she was going to live or die. She's just living her life crazy like a candle in the wind, you know. And Princess Di, she lived in a castle. But, you know, they're sort of the same. They were blonde. I got to go. But anyways. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I am very against landmines. So I will go and I will make, I'll go to protests, you know, and I'll have a big sign that says, no more landmines. Because if you don't know about landmines, hey, you're educating me about stuff tonight. I'll educate you a little about landmines, because there's many different causes, And landmines are terrible. What they are is they put them underneath the earth, and then you step on them, and they blow you up. So I go there, and I protest against them. And what's fun about it is there's very few counter-protesters. There's a couple of guys out there, but clearly these guys are in the pocket of the, big landmine companies in this country. I don't mean to get all Bill Maher on you or anything, but if you think that the landmine companies in this country care about you, the little person, they don't care about you. They care about blowing you up when you're not expecting it. That's how they make their money. No.
Which brings us to two notable comedians and two friends of Gilbert's. And Gilbert, you might have to do the driving on this one. Let's start with the late, great Norm.
Yeah, I remember doing Norm's podcast. And, as always, it turned with any of my comic friends who would turn like deranged. Mm-hmm. And he was very funny with that. He'd always talk with like a sneer, it's like, and I remember right after, I put that photo up a few times. It's one of my favorite photos. Afterwards, after doing Norm's show, Norm and I joined Jeff Ross and, of course, Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a night of just nonstop laughs.
You could tell even from the still photo that you guys were ripping it up.
Yeah, it was just so much fun.
Truly original, truly original. I never met him. It's funny. I'm in comedy a long time, and I know a million comedians, and I've gotten to work with a million comedians, and for some reason our paths never crossed. And we wanted to get him on this show, Gil, as you know.
Yes.
And he was Norm. So he was strangely strangely hard to pin down, or non-committal, or could do it and then couldn't do it, and
I can't. I don't really know. I know I'm working.
One of the truly great comic minds, though, and that his last appearance on Letterman, where he got so emotional, and in ways it sounds corny. I felt I knew him through his work, and obviously a lot of mutual friends. That Letterman appearance, really.
Gil, your appearance on his podcast, that whole podcast was so good. It was so funny.
Yeah, let's not diminish that, Gilbert. It made history, your appearance, and also the Einstein episode.
Yeah.
With Norm.
Yeah, I remember when I was on Norm's podcast. Afterwards, I just felt like I ran a marathon. It was just got crazier and crazier.
Netflix owns that show now, and they're not available to the public, unfortunately, and they're sitting on them. Hopefully one day it would be great if that podcast was re-released, because
there's that Bob Einstein episode is also legend.
Yep.
What can you say about the guy? I mean, a really rare, truly original comic voice.
Really,
and I love
such
Kurt
a
Ferguson
loss.
more than life itself.
He, by the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, not a memoir, which is so funny. Mm-hmm. The audio book, he narrates it. So if you miss Norm and you've never heard him reading his book, it's brilliant.
Now I got to get it. Yeah, I regret never meeting the man. And Gilbert,
Same.
I'm glad you had such wonderful times with him.
Yes, he was a lot of fun.
It's a big loss. It's a loss for this
podcast,
just
like a total smartass.
Yeah, I wish our paths had crossed. So let's move on to Bob, last but not least, which was a blow and not expected. And I will say that I had just reached out to Bob. We just recorded our 400th episode a couple of days ago, Gilbert and I reached out to Bob and I said, will you come and do this with us? And he said, I think I'm on a plane that night. And we were going back and forth and trying to arrange something. And then I sent him the link, which has been shared online. I sent him the link to Don Rickles' estate auction. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
They
I bid on a couple things.
You bid on a couple of things?
And I got none of them.
Bob's face was on a couple of items that, like there was pictures of them together and a poster or something. And I said, hey, you might want to bid on some of these things. And he wrote me back and he said, this just makes me sad, actually. And he said, but life goes on. And I had said to my wife, I have to call Bob. I have to text Bob. We moved the date of the 400th episode, and I got a phone call from my sister-in-law probably 20 minutes later telling me she just heard that he was gone. It was very shocking, and still is.
I had just spoken to Bob like a few days before he died. And we were on the phone, and as always, the minute anything turned at all sincere or serious, we turn it to just complete filth and make it reverse, and it was always fun. And it was like, I always remember, like, when the Aristocrats came out, people were saying, can you believe Bob Saget talks like that? And to people who knew him, they said, we couldn't believe he could speak any other way.
It wasn't Danny Tanner.
No.
I didn't know him that well. I certainly didn't know him as well as Gilbert, but but that was part of him. But there was such a gentleness to the guy.
Yes.
Too. I mean, his humor was so edgy and so dark and so it could be so scatological, as you'll hear because we're rerunning the second episode that we did with him. But he didn't want to injure. He didn't want to hurt anybody. He was very, very, very sensitive guy. Did he always tell you that he loved you before he hung up the phone, Gilbert?
Yes.
As Dara shared with me, there was a real kindness to him that you couldn't miss.
And I remember I got a call from Jeff Ross who said, sad news, Bob Saget died. And I swear, I thought, this is going to be a funny, sick joke. And I said, okay. And I was waiting for the punchline. And then he said, no, seriously, he died. And I still have a hard time grasping that.
It's a gut punch. It really is. Gilbert you made the rounds. You went on CNN. You went on television. You said some lovely things about him. But 65. I mean, it's too young. It's too big a loss for.
And it seemed like he was another one starting out again. Like he did a live show.
Yeah.
And he was really excited to be getting back to live performing. And
going back to the second podcast with him, and he started that podcast, Bob Saget's Here For You. And it did seem like he was entering another phase of his career and another phase of his life. It seemed like he was more wistful and trying more to be of service. I mean, that's why he was pleasant to be around. There really was no show business at all to the guy.
Yeah.
And he struck me, again, didn't know him well, but he struck me as also having a sadness about him. Do you think that, Gil, did you feel that?
Yeah.
A depth and a sadness about him.
And he also, he had two sisters who died.
Yeah, that's right.
One from scleroderma, which was a charity he did loads of work for.
Yes, to his credit.
And see, there's another thing that shows that what I've always said about comedy and tragedy. He made, I remember being with him a few times where he made jokes about his sister. Really deranged stuff. But then you see, I mean, you know, he loved his sister.
Of course.
And his family was totally traumatized by it. But he could just be completely sick. I think if you could communicate with the dead and get in touch with Bob Saget, he would make completely bad taste jokes about his own death. He was that kind. He would just really
staying true to his art to the end.
Yes, yes.
To the bitter end. It's a big loss for us personally, for Gilbert and Jeff and Stamos and obviously a lot of his friends and fans.
And I put up a photo too. I was on the beach with Jeff, and we're holding up a phone, and on the phone is Bob Saget, because we're sitting on the beach and said, "Hey, let's call Bob."
I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much else we can add. Rest in peace, Bob.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many naturally funny guys. Sometimes with stand-up, I'll get in a cab, and the guy will go, "Guy will tell me, you got to be the funniest guy ever, you know? He's just this cab driver, way funnier than me." And he goes, "I don't know how you do it." And I'm going, "Wow, that's good, because you'd be way better than I would." He's like, "How do you do it? You stand up on stage." I could never do it. I guess I'll just have to drive this cab for the rest of my life. What do you do again? Stand up there? Nah, that seems impossible. So I go, "That's good."
Sometimes I'll go, like, I'll be in a cab, and I'm talking to the guy's the funniest guy I've ever met, you know? He's like, "I don't know how you do it," you know? I'm like, "What the? You're way the fuck funnier than me." But I'm glad you think it's so
great.
difficult, you know? Because if it wasn't, like, you know, I think of all my relatives that were great anecdotalists and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But there's this feeling that they can't do it, you know?
Right.
And of course you can. This week is Taxi Cab Appreciation Week, so to all you taxi cab drivers out there, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a shower once in a while. How'd that be?
We want to talk about your uncle, because every time you come on the show, you have a story about your uncle who lives up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always have like a little story about him.
Jean-Luc. Oh, yeah, he's a crazy character, that dude. He originally visited New York City. Hello?
I'm just having a drink. I can listen to you and have a drink. It's not like I went like this. Hold it. Ooh. Ah, liquid. Huh? I'm still here. Let's see if I got this right. You've got an uncle, lives up in Canada, named Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Occasionally he visits. Once time he visited New York.
So I'm living in New York, you know? And Jean-Luc, I'm excited. Jean-Luc's going to come back, my crazy Frenchman uncle. So he gets in the cab, right?
When he gets to the airport.
Yeah, he gets to the airport, the cab driver picks him up, and the cab driver says to him, "Hey, Frenchman," he says, "Do you like riddles, you know?" So my uncle Jean-Luc, he's like, "Ah, yes, I love the riddles." That's how he talks. He goes, "I like nothing better than a riddle." So the cabbie's like, "All right, here's one," right? So he says, "Here's the riddle. His brothers and sisters, I have none, but this man's father is my father's son." So my uncle goes, "I don't know." Right? So the cabbie goes, "It's me. It's me."
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, he thinks about it. "Oh, by God," he says, "that's a good riddle there." He says, "I have to tell my wife, Mary Claire, when I get back to Gaspé." That's where he lives, Gaspé.
Right.
So he's like, "Take me back to the airport." And the cabbie's like, "What?" Right? The cabbie's like, "I thought you wanted to go visit Norm then." No. I go back to the airport." All right, you know, I have to tell Mary Claire. Seems odd, right? Gets back on the plane, flies all the way back home there to Gaspé. And he gets back, right? Runs in the door. Mary Claire, red vous, you know, where are you, Mary Claire? Come on down here, I have a riddle for you. She goes, "Oh, Jean-Luc, I love the riddle." She's a woman, high voice.
Michael Jackson was visiting. Yeah, all right.
So, you're going to love this riddle. How was New York? Forget about that. I got the riddle. Brothers and sisters, I have none. But this man's father, he's my father's son. She goes, "Oh, I don't know. Who is it?" So
cab driver back in New York.
What are you doing?
That was bad. That was
You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Be honest, you didn't mean to
I
do
didn't
that.
at all. I just got to the end. That guy, man, I always tell my uncle, you shouldn't curse so much. You know?
Oh, man. All right. We're going to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Currently in a relationship, or are you playing the field?
Oh my God.
What the fuck? What are you, retarded?
Are you really having a relationship? Come on.
Come on, man. Serious.
Like 3 weeks ago when we started, you were just a filthy bum.
Yeah.
And now these retards put your name in a fucking magazine. You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really. This is how I would like to see the election of the Pope.
The election of the Pope?
Yes, run it. There's the crowd. Now watch. Watch. All right, the door's going to open. And there's the Pope. There's the Pope.
That's not...
That's the Pope.
We should explain to the folks that was Michael Jackson.
Let's explain. Yeah, explain who Michael Jackson is to the people.
Everyone knows Michael Jackson. What, are you retarded? His opponent was this rich kid, you know, this Adam Scott fella from Australia.
Oh, from Step Brothers?
No, not the actor Adam Scott, the professional golfer Adam Scott. What, are you retarded? So I know you're not retarded, but what are you, Down syndrome? Dance like no one is watching, sing like no one is listening, love like you've never been hurt, and fuck like a goddamn retard.
I saw the word retard.
Oh, how about this? College freshman Scott Damerow, Larry, set a new world record by using his head to bust 142 eggs, and he now officially holds a place in the Guinness Book of fucking retards. The parents of Honey Boo Boo are getting married this week. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds fucking retarded. That's a good one.
I think my doctor might be retarded.
Why?
His name is Dr. Retardo.
Oh.
It's a good chance.
Jenny McCarthy recently got engaged to former New Kid on the Block, Donnie Wahlberg. They plan to marry on Retard Island.
Now, why couldn't I have gotten this one? What? You throwing me under the bus on the next one again?
No,
give me one of your better ones.
I'll give you a good one. My brother-in-law is so stupid. My sister's brother?
Right. Sister's husband.
Sister's husband, rather? My sister's brother would be my brother. Okay, whatever. He came up with a bucket list. You know what a bucket list?
Oh, sure.
You know what his first thing on the bucket list was? Committing suicide. Isn't that retarded? Huh?
That's just stupid.
Have you ever heard of the Falkland Islands?
Rings a bell, but I don't know much about it.
Oh, you're in it. I mean...
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
They opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house, and every time I go out, there's all these retards, like tourists, and then these tourist retards, like they're always fat, and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah?
You open for him?
No, well, I'm trying to think. I hung out with him a couple times. The Irvine one was that was the time I got really high with him. Ryan Sickler and I were in the parking lot before.
I'm so jealous.
Oh, and Ryan's always got good weed.
Yeah.
And he had some crazy sticky shit, and he was like, he's like, you want to smoke? I thought Norm was going to be like, I'm about to go on stage, which he was. And he was like, yeah. I was like, you're going to smoke right I was like, you're going to smoke right now? Because that was like so scary to me to get that high before. He packed this bowl. Norm hit it, took a monster hit.
I watched him take a monster hit off of
coughed
Rogan one time.
So hard, tear came down his face. You know, like when you're coughing that hard. And I was like, this is going to be bad. You know? I took a hit because I was watching him. We weren't performing that night. And the show's already started. And I had that, like, you know, that anxiety like of like a 5-year comic, and he's a 30-year guy at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't you got to get in there? He's like, huh. I'm like, how you gotta get in there? Yeah, it's all I could think about. I was like, you got to get in there, man. Yeah. And he smoking, talking, told me, I asked questions. I asked about dirty work, you know, and working. I go, that scene with Rickles and Artie, you know, and he told me the whole story, which was like a great story. Great story. How they couldn't fucking get the take because they all kept breaking and laughing, and they only had Rickles for a few hours.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, that's just how it is in movies sometimes. So you got this guy for like 8 hours today. They got the usable shot that they use in the movie at like the 7th hour. Because he kept roasting them and they were just falling apart, you know? Yeah. And then they had him again like a week later for another scene. And that's the time that Frank Sinatra was dying in the hospital. And Norm had said he goes, so he comes for that second time when we're shooting with him. I knew that Frank was dying in the hospital.
Yeah.
So I just went up to Rickles and I go, hey, I am really sorry about Frank. I know he's a good friend of yours. And he said, Rickles, like, yeah, I was with him in the hospital yesterday, you know, and I telling him that I loved him, and he was all like that. And I was like, and then Norm was like, oh my God. But that's Rickles, you know, like Rickles mocking his dying friend.
Rickles, man, he's the real
He's the
deal.
best, yeah.
He's the funniest guy. And so that week, Sinatra was on his deathbed. Right? Frank Sinatra, Rickles', you know, close friend, you know. So at lunch, I was like, people were like, should we mention Sinatra? I don't think we should mention him, bum him out, you know. So, but then I said, I don't want to ask him, you know. So I said, hey, Frank, like, hey, Don, have you talked to Frank lately, you know? And he goes, yeah, I saw him last week. There was a lot of this. The guy died 4 days later. And then I said, oh. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's a lot of me with my head 2 inches from Frank's face going, I'm not Barbara.
Some days we get closer. Things that we never really needed. Promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got it through.
And then I thought I'd tell you this. We walk from the parking lot into, this is the old Irvine Improv.
Yeah.
We walk in the front, and then there's the showroom doors, and then there's the pathway down. Dude, it's like a movie. We walk in the front doors, and then those showroom doors open. And as the showroom doors open, they're like, Norm Macdonald. He's got on this leather blazer on, and he's holding a Coke, twist-off Coke.
Yeah.
And he just walks up there, and you know, place goes, it was packed. And he's like, yeah, you know, some people drink Sprite. It's fucking gross. And he just fucking, it's like talking like that, like just off the top of his head about how gross Sprite is. God. And murdering. And then Ryan and I are in the back. We're like, holy shit. And we're like, we're so high. He's got to be so high right now. So high. And he's up there just killing, man.